Chains by Boss. Chains by Boss is now the official sponsor of the Cowboy Up podcast. If you need your custom cowboy chains, you go to Chains by Boss. You can find them on any of your social media. You can find them on TikTok, Chains by Boss on TikTok. You can find them also on Instagram, Chains by Boss, and you can also find them on Facebook. Chains by Boss will deliver the hottest new cowboy chains for you, and we recognize them as our official Cowboy Podcast sponsor. Thanks. And always, Dallas Cowboys for life. Peace. The Cowboy Up podcast would love to welcome Vosqueros Gang as our official sponsor of the Cowboy Up podcast. Vosqueros Game has all your custom stickers, your custom towels, your custom tumblers, anything you need to represent your team, such as those Dallas Cowboys or even those hated San Francisco 49ers. Vosqueros Gangs have you. You can find them on all social media, especially Instagram and TikTok. The Cowboy Up podcast welcomes Vosqueros Gang as our official sponsor of the show. As always, Dallas Cowboys for life. Peace. The Cowboy Up podcast welcomes Dominion Custom Clothing. Cowboy fans, if you need your custom suits, your custom sportswear, Dominion Custom Clothing is the company for you. Dominion Custom Clothing also offers a free mobile service to your home, to your business for suit fittings and fabric showing. Dominion Custom Clothing has been a clothier in the Dallas-Fort Worth area for the last 20 years. So if you need that suit for the night out on the town or the tuxedo for the prom or special occasions, Dominion Custom Clothing is the company you have been looking for. And as always, Dallas Cowboys for life. Peace. From Stop 6, Texas, it's the big fella. It's Dallas Cowboy Chris. And from the 915, Cholo Town, El Paso, it's our man, 21, Armando, 21. And from the hill country of Texas, Austin, it's our man, Retrofit Sports, Hook 'em, it's Rue. And from Tucson, Arizona, the player personnel director of the Cowboy Up podcast is Kuiper AZ. And from the great state of Arizona, he's Mikey 520. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, man, y'all know what the day is. The day is Tuesday. What happens on Tuesday? Cowboy Up podcast. So, man, let me introduce the crew to you. To my right, to my left, to my left, to my right. Man, it's my homeboy from the 915. Cholo Town, El Paso. My man, 21. Armando, 21. What's up, 21?
What's good, fellas? Hey, it feels good, man. We back here. Got some football. We got some Cowboys football, man. So, it's always great when you get to get out here, with the guys and chop it up and talk our team, man. And also get that outside perspective from our player personnel, Kuiper AZ. What's up, guys?
Hey, what's going on?
All right, man. And from the great state of Arizona, Tucson, man, the player personnel director of the Cowboy podcast, man, is our man, Kuiper. Hey, Z, what's up, Kuiper?
Hey, what's going on? We finally got some taste of football, baby.
We do, man. It felt wonderful, didn't it? It felt
Oh, it
wonderful.
was great.
All right, man. Also, from the great state of Arizona, Tucson, man, it's your boy. It's Mikey. 20. What's up, Mikey?
Ah, man. No, we gotta get the bleach wise. We gotta clean some shit up. Oh, see, I already got it dirty. Dang. No, this is not even the first, but we got something to talk about other than hypotheticals, what we really think, but what we really think about what's going on. What's up, everybody?
All right, man. All right. So we had our first presenting. Hey guys, we got a hard out today. It's the wife's birthday. Matter of fact, she's in the chat. Hey, honey,
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, T.
Happy birthday, mama.
Hey, I'm doing this show on my wife's birthday, so I'm dedicated to y'all. But after 26 years, she said your ass got 1 hour. So we got 1 hour, and we got to get.
What you got plans, big dog? What you got planned?
Hey man, if I tell everything, all the plans, shit, it wouldn't be a surprise to her, would she? Is she listening, right?
Yeah, what's up, Chango Vaquero? Mucho gusto verte. Is a roast spark involved? You know what I mean? Some of that Shannon Sharp.
Calm down. Let's not start this, man. We got big hitters in the comments, man. We got Anthony from the Cowboy Can fan, man. We got our man Jay Tuck. What's up, man? CFO Sports, man.
Hey, man. Crack him, son.
Crack him. Hey, a beast in this podcast game, man. Appreciate y'all joining us, man. Also, man, we always welcome all our subscribers and everything. Chang, what's up, man? Hey, man, look at our long lost homeboy. Joe, St. Louis Joe is in the building.
What's up, Dallas Cowboy family? You know all them haters are. That's
all them damn haters. All them damn haters.
Hey, but I want to acknowledge Chango Vaquero, man. He's around your neck of the woods. 21, and he dresses up like a big old gorilla, man. And he's one of the Chihuahua Dallas Cowboy affiliates that we got, man. He's from Juárez, bro. So he's
saludos a mi Chango Vaquero, man.
Gracias por aquí estar con nosotros. Lo vamos a ver el jueves. No te olvides.
All right. So, man, let's get into this, man, since the big fella only got an hour. All right. We only got an hour. So we got to rock and roll. Look, I was actually on the plane headed to Dallas, and I'm watching the game via 21's TikTok, right? So I'm watching the game through his TikTok because he broadcasts live and everything like that, right? So I'm watching the game, and every time Joe Milton overthrows somebody, underthrows somebody, and I kept saying, when are y'all gonna ever listen to the big fella? The big fella went on his rant about Joe Milton, and I said I wasn't going to dog him out no more. I wasn't going to do it. I wasn't going to do it. But everybody in the comments saw exactly what I was talking about.
It was in all caps. Fellas. Just so y'all know.
I don't care that you got a rifle, a cannon arm. I don't care about that. What I care about, if you can complete the pass to the receiver that you're trying to throw it to. And if you can't do that, you're not a valuable quarterback to me. Now, people have different opinions on Joe Milton. Everybody, let's give him a chance. The big fella got a different opinion because I gave him chances for 3 years at Michigan. Then he had another. I thought he only played 1 year at Tennessee. Another 3 years at Tennessee, and only got the starting job one time. And he played college ball for 6 years and only started 1 year.
COVID year.
Okay. and you see, oh god damn, we got other big hitters, man, all the way from goddamn the UK. Man, it's football season, man. When everybody, I know it's like 1 o'clock in the morning there, Paul. What's up, Paul?
So nuclear armed. He has a nuclear arm, Daniel. Joe Milton.
What I am saying, y'all can tell me if I'm wrong in the chat, whatever. But and also we're gonna start with 21 first. So 21 was the big fella semi right, close to being right, all the way fucking right. That's what I want to know.
Look, big fella, you was right. You was right. You know, but let me give you the but.
Okay.
It's preseason week one. Uh, Joe looked like he was starstruck. You know, he was under the lights, right? It was. You know, we can all say SoFi is AT&T West. We know. So you know, it's under the bright lights, and I feel like Joe was. You know, he came out fire. He showed everybody he has that rocket arm. The accuracy, though, that's another thing we got to talk about. The accuracy needs work. We saw it. You know, it just to me, what kind of gets me is that we see accuracy in at training camp, and then you don't see it, you know, duplicate on the playing field. That's what kind of is. That's where I'm kind of like, okay, I don't know. There's something up here because you know we see these great throws in training camp, but you know we didn't see anything that showed me a wow factor. There was no wow factor for me. So you know, but there's improvement. There's room for improvement. We have these preseason games, and you know he's got to get it together.
All right. Player personnel director. What you think about Joe? I know your game was going on at the same time, but I know you went back and watched it. Well, what you think about old Joe's sweet Joe?
Oh yeah, I watched it this morning. Actually, went back and saw every single one of his throws. My God, is he dog ass? Good Lord, man, he throws with one. He has one throw, and that's a bullet pass. That's it. He does not know how to throw any other way, and that's why he's so inaccurate, man. When we overthrew, I think it was like number 18 on the corner of the end zone. If he'd have just put a little bit of touch with that, not just bulleting it, that was a touch. It was a beautiful read, but he just could not put any touch on it. And you see that with every single one of his throws. The decision making was god awful. The only thing he had was that he could run. That was it. It's so sad.
All right. Mikey, we say you for last. Come on, Mikey. Hey, I just want to know off the bat, Mikey, was the big fella right, halfway right, semi right, close to being right? I just want to know. If I was wrong, let me know. I want the truth. Tell me the truth.
I doubled down with you, and I took for your experience with this player too hard because you know your football. So I was never really on the Joe Milton train. To his detriment, yes, just like Joe Jefferson said in the comments, it was like deja vu all over again. But the thing is the expectations. You know, Trey Lance got picked third overall, and we gave a fourth overall pick for him, so he had more expectations, which was a little more, I guess, underwhelming or disappointing for us trying to get return on our investment. Nevertheless, with Joe Milton, he's more. He is a Trey Lance with a stronger gun, athleticism, and a better hairline, and to the detriment of him that looks so bad. It's how good Stetson Bennett looked when you juxtapose that. So the better Stetson, the world beater Bennett, looking like Rich Gannon in '98, running for touchdowns. When the hell is Bennett running? So it made him look that bad. I know we'll get into our defense, but that's a thing that also made it good, made it bad. He hit his receiver. We saw him hit Brooks. We saw a sighting of Holden that he hit. But overall, he was a blind guy not reading Braille. He was actually trying to read Helvetica.
Well, look. I tried, man. I tried. I was all up in 21's comments.
He was.
I was all up in the comment, man. Let me tell you why. I was so angry, and this is why I was so angry. I'm not angry at Joe Milton. I hate when our fan base don't do their homework. Okay, and when you don't do homework, and I know there's so many Dak haters, so many people that hate number 4, and any new thing you think is going to replace number 4. oh, this guy got a cannon arm, blah, blah, blah. I said, but you got to do your research, because if Joe Milton was that good, do you think New England would let him get away with knowing they need a quarterback? I mean, really, if you think about it, why would a team let a quarterback get away if they need a quarterback? New England got rid of him. They're like, yeah, oh, we can get a number 5. Oh shit, yeah, you can go. So man, you gotta think about these situations, man. And I told myself, man, I'm not gonna dog out Joe. I'm not gonna dog out Joe. I'm not gonna dog out Joe.
No, but it raises something else, big dog.
Mm-hmm.
The other number 10 could keep the boat afloat, right? We saw him be undefeated in a good year. I know last year was more turbulent, there was more injuries, so he had less to work with. And last season, we don't talk about Bruno. We have a problem. Mm-hmm. I know Will Grier is the dude, but if they put all their chips and let Cooper Rush go, we actually have a problem, don't you think?
Oh yeah. I mean, because man, somebody brought this up, man. I was listening to some, I forgot what it was. He said, why do Cowboys keep signing these quarterbacks who, if that goes down, you don't have opportunity? Because you remember when they back in the day when they actually signed backup quarterbacks. Remember Cal Orton? Remember the Rocket Andy Dalton? You remember these was valuable quarterbacks that you thought, okay, these guys started in the league before. Okay, so if that went down, at least we got an opportunity, right? Yep. Now, if that goes down, we be like, fuck, the season's over. You saw it last year. As soon as he went down, I don't care how bad how close it came, we were making the playoffs. We were still, if we got in the playoffs, we were gonna get mollywopped. Everybody knew it. So I just wish the Cowboys, including Mr. Jones, would actually take the backup position seriously, because Dak has been hurt 2 out of 3 years, right? So it's a possibility Joe Milton may be on the field this year. And if he's on the field and you got wide receivers running wide open and you missing them, that's the problem.
Do you think Joe Milton starts over Will Grier?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, they gave up the pick. Them letting Will Grier on is same thing we always deal with Jerry. He always it's always, he's never resolute in being wrong. So admitting that we're starting Joe Grier is basically Jerry admitting that he's wrong. And by golly, our owner isn't wrong much to his own eyes.
Should have just paid Rush his money.
Yeah, I couldn't believe they actually let Rush get away. They let Rush get away. They let Rico Gadala get away. We could have solved another thing. So that's a segue into our running back situation. Okay, so the running backs on Saturday, to me, they did a decent job. I was pleasantly surprised that they actually did decent. Especially with the makeshift offensive lines and everything. What our first two possessions was 3 and outs, right? So
6 straight passes. Hey, we'll get into that.
It's funny, Anthony. You said that in 21 Live. I said, "What the fuck is Trey Lance when you need him?" And I said,
"They're dropping dimes for the Chargers."
Hey, and it's funny. I said this on the show last week. I said I'd rather have Trey Lance than Joe Milton. And y'all know how big of a Michigan fan is. That was sacrilegious to say, hey, I want somebody over a Michigan guy, and we're gonna get into another Michigan guy later on. But dude, he absolutely. I'm moving on. Let's go back to the running backs. Look, 21. You are a resident running back on the show. How'd you feel about the running backs on Saturday, bro?
They look decent. I like what we saw kind of from I actually like a little bit of that we actually got to see Deuce. We got to see him more than just one play, right? So I actually, and he had some good runs there. I think it looked pretty good. It still shows though that I think that running back room is still wide open. I don't know. Who's taking that first snaps right now?
They still got hold on, shit. I got
Javonte,
right?
They got Miles Sanders,
and then they got they got Malik Davis back. So and
Malik looking good with that 21,
yeah,
boy.
and that's
Tell us
I've
about
always we've been big on Malik, since he was here before, and he just needed his touches, and hopefully he gets those more touches. But the few runs that we did see look good.
21. I want to ask you this before we move on to Kuiper. Why is the Cowboys treating Malik Davis like this? Every
I don't
time
know,
he
man.
every
And
time
we've
he runs hard, bro.
yeah, we said before that he has he has that Tony Pollard-esque, right? Well, and he runs hard, but I don't know. They keep him on that practice squad, and they just keep him there.
Oh well. All right. Kuiper, give me your observation on the running backs, man.
Is Blue hurt?
It's who? Oh yeah, Blue didn't play. He was remember he got injured in
practice.
Okay. I just want to make sure, because if they weren't going to play him with not playing Javonte and Sanders, that was a little iffy to me. But I loved Phil Maffa's physicality. He went angry and would not go down. I loved it, especially that there was a makeshift offensive line. Yeah, he had a couple runs where he was just carrying dudes a couple of yards. And he wanted to truck everybody over. I loved him more than anything. But I need to give a shout out to somebody who definitely deserved it. And that's Brock Hoffman. He had in the center position, man. He made a lot of holes for all the running backs and kept the pressure off of every QB on the inside.
Man, thank you for saying that. You know that warmed my heart.
Dude, he balled out.
You know,
and we saw him at center too, right? He was the whole game.
The whole game in center. Well, not the whole game. The first half. Yeah.
The first half. Yeah.
Yeah, because even today they had Tyler Bass at center today in practice. Can y'all believe that? Tyler Bass was a guard, but they got him at center. They trying to make him versatile like Brock. So that's pretty cool. All right, Mikey, give me your thoughts on the running back position, brother.
Well, look, you got you heard my chat. If you heard me on the chat or you didn't, I was very angry at the approach, but then I really, got back down to earth. And plus, the company I had didn't make it easier at all. It was my mom's little celebration, at least. But you got to take it with a grain of salt of what they did. I was frustrated. I wasn't too impressed with the Pomeranian. The Pomeranian doesn't. He's going to be the first guy out, and it sucks because he's the feel-good story. As far as Phil Maffa's concerned, he could have got more yards. But the way that it looked like Shoddy was playing, he was playing his play calling to the vest. He wanted to see what his guys were doing. Instead of getting people in rhythm, he was putting them in precarious positions, like Joe Milton, running Phil Maffa off of the shotgun. Because when they were under center, I was like, two tight ends. We're 11 personnel. We're under center right now. And then we do something fucking funky, a naked bootleg, instead of running the ball. And then when we go under center, we do like an end around with Moreno Cropper. That's full of Cropper. But he wasn't doing that to get anybody in rhythm. But when he would hand it to Phil Maffa, or we got to give props to Malik Davis, looking like Joe Randall with that 21 on. He did. He's not stealing no G-string or cologne. But
let it go. Let that go. Let that go.
Neither here nor there. They did open the holes, and then they got rid of, because we didn't have 1 yard until the middle of the second quarter, fellas. I don't know what shot he was doing, but it was the first game doing stuff, not showing his hands. But when those guys got their opportunities, what did Malik go? 9 carries for 70 yards or something like that?
10 for 61.
Every touch was a 7-yard gain, and I get it. They're playing against this, but we, for the most part, had our backups in, our third stringers, our end guys on the rosters playing. And I came down to earth and I settled my ass down. I went, woosah, woosah, because all this culture about we're gonna run the ball, and then we start his freaking first 2 drives, 6 freaking passes in a row drove me insane. But then I calmed down.
Okay.
And I realized I got to use my brain and not my emotions. I got to let that go. And that Shotty was up to doing different things, installing and not showing his hand at certain things. But yes, Mafa made it interesting. And Malik with that burst, wearing that 21, very impressive. Very impressive.
All right. So, man, welcome to the show, man. From the ATL, by the way of the funk, man. Eastwood, man. It's our man Chop. Chop, what's up, man? How you doing, baby?
Yo, what's up, family?
We in here talking some Cowboy football, man. I see you. Hey, like I tell the homies all the time, I saw you slide through the back door. You know how that sounds. You know how that Texas accent. You slid through the back door on us, man. So, man, I know you caught some of this
green door.
I heard. I know you caught some of this content, man. We talked about Joe Milton, but we on the running backs right now. Man, give us your thoughts, man, on the running back situation, man. How did you? Did you like their performances, man? Or anything negative? Anything?
Well, you know what? Let me touch on Joe Milton just a little bit. The 6 straight passes, I was a little confused as well. However, that was by design. That was not a mistake. Shotty did come out and say we did that on purpose because we have a young quarterback that hasn't played and we need to get him as many throws as possible. So we intentionally did not run the ball for that reason because we was trying to give him every throw that we could give him. Now back to the running backs. I like what Deuce Vaughn was doing. That dude seemed a little quicker, but I wasn't surprised due to the fact that his guy is there. And like I said last week, Connor Riley is there who knows how to run Deuce and knows how to work with BB, the center. So Deuce wasn't a surprise. Phil Mafia, I wasn't surprised. He just needed an opportunity. He never could get an opportunity in camp due to the fact that he had all the other guys in front of him, which is going to come down to it again. Malik came in with fresh legs and he was hungry and he wanted to prove that he's a vet. And he went out there and he put the hammer down like they were putting the hammer down to us. Them boys was got there and they were laying wood, bro. They was laying wood. I don't know. It gets better. I'm hoping, but they came out there to play. All right, but we did have 37 starters on the bench. I will say that. And Brian Shotty did say they wouldn't. Not that they weren't trying to win the game. They was trying to get some film. And they needed their guys to do certain things to get the film that they needed to do what they needed to do for practice this week. It looks bad. We don't like it, but I guess we got to be like Jason Garrett. Hey, trust the process.
We're gonna try to trust this, but it's the first preseason game. We're not trying to overreact. We're just trying to give our personal evaluations. Okay, so my personal evaluation on the running backs, man, I actually think they did pretty decent. Okay, for what we did, because the offense was very vanilla. And I appreciate, man, what Malik did. I appreciated what Moffa did, man. He's the biggest running back in the room, and I hope that the Cowboys will still get him on the field in the regular season, man. I hope they don't put him on the practice squad. We need fresh legs. We need fresh legs. We don't need nothing retread, even though I like my boy. I love him. But the fresher the legs, the better to me. Okay. So hey, I'm moving on quickly just because I'm on the time limit tonight. Okay. So can I have a Chris tutorial just real quick?
You would explain defensive tackle to us?
I wish I could play some soft piano music right now.
Can I please have a Chris tutorial on this? I just gotta do it. Okay. This is my Chris tutorial on Mozzie Smith. Okay. Watching the game on TikTok via 21's app. Watching the defensive line whenever he was in there, and it truly seems to me Mozzie Smith don't want to play football no more. He don't want to play football anymore because every time you see him, he is at Jolly Time skating ring. Chop know what I'm talking about. And he is on skates backwards. One technique or two techniques,
bounce.
never be on the roll bounce. Should never, ever, ever be on roll bounce. Talking about challenge. Because he's not challenging a damn. It is so frustrating to me, a Michigan homer, a Michigan fan who's seen Mozzie for 4 fucking years at Michigan, and he did not play like that. He dominated the 1 hole, the 2 hole, head up. He took on all the smoke. Could not run in his hole at all. But all of a sudden, Mozzie loses all his weight. He's in better shape. He looks pretty. He's a pretty boy now. He gets on the field, and this is year number 3, and it seems like he fucking digressed. And it's embarrassing to me. I'm taking the shit personal. It's embarrassing. Okay, as a Michigan fan, because everybody always say every time the Cowboys draft somebody from Michigan, they suck. I beg to differ. Jordan Lewis, we're gonna miss his ass this year. Anyway, I'm back on Taco. I'm not Taco Charlie, but we, they him the Taco. But Mozzie, remember I said 5 shows ago, I said Mozzie is gonna get cut. He's gonna get cut if he don't bring the fucking noise. And it's already in game 1 of the fucking preseason. He is still at Jolly Time skating rink. And it is pissing me off. Bro, if you don't want to play football, get the fuck off the field. That's how I really feel about it. If you don't want to play, say, hey, man, I'm going to put in my retirement. I don't even give a fuck if the Cowboys trade him. If they trade him, I think that may be the best thing for Mozzie. Okay? I think the best thing would be for him to get cut. Because it may realize, okay, bro, I suck. I'm a number 1 fucking pick. And just for information for people that don't know, because I am a Cowboy fan, Mozzie Smith was the only Cowboy that played the least amount of snaps as a rookie in the Cowboy fucking history. The number 1 pick played the least number of snaps as a fucking rookie. Yeah. I'm done with my Christmas tutorial. All right, 21. What did you think about Mozzie's play?
It didn't get any better. Today he came out and he addressed it, and he said he played bad, and he knows he played bad, and he's a number 1 pick. And I read a comment, and I totally agree. He talks it. He's saying the right things, but it's not it's not showing on the field, right? It's not showing on the field. He's been in the system. What's this? His 3rd year already.
Yeah, this is year number.
And for him to still be, having to be out there and trying to fight for his job, it's like, yeah, nah, didn't look good.
Yeah. Kaiba, you my player personnel director. Did the Cowboys make a mistake when they drafted Mozzie Smith?
I saw what you saw from Michigan. He looked big. He played big. Now he's playing skinny and slow. Yeah. If you're slow, you better be big and strong to at least stay in the spot where you're supposed to be. He's so slow, and when the gets to the lineman, he's reacting even slower. His hand placement, his hand movement looks like he has little effort in anything that he does. That's what pisses me off more than anything. But then I think about it. Is he only on the team because of politics? We were talking about this offensive lineman.
That's the reason he's on there, bro. Because
I think that's why he stays, honestly. I don't think they're going to cut him just because of politics. Just because he's a 1st-round pick.
Jesus.
This defensive tackle room's depth is by far the worst in the NFL.
That's tough.
I don't know about that.
Come on, Mikey. I'm waiting. Come on.
Well, all right. So the way they attacked us was they doubled blocked. So they double blocked the one technique and the three technique. So that's the way they attacked us. And they put our ends, and as a
Oh
rock
my
who should have stood up, our ends one-on-one with tight ends. So as a rock who should have did a little more winning. But yes, I see what you saw with Mozzie. He was double teamed the whole time. We saw Toya get double teamed, but the difference between Toya and then there's one man I'm going to talk about at the third was the way Toya was hungry, how he kept fighting, how he'd spin off, and once Mozzie was blocked, he would stop, he would be pushed back after he was pushed out of the play or out of even the screen, right? The screen is getting pushed out. His body language was garbage, right? Yeah. Where you see Toya fight to the what do they tell you to play, guys? If you guys play
to the whistle,
play to the echo of the goddamn whistle, and he's not. But there's a man. I don't know if it's Oprah's little cousin, Oprah's little step cousin, little Perry on Winfrey. We saw Perry on Winfrey do some things and act like a hungry player fast. They constantly double teamed the three technique and they said that they didn't make no adjustments. And Shadi and Eberflus did that again on purpose. Why? So we could have the tape, so we could see Toya fighting, so we could see Winfrey fighting, so we could see Mozzie not fight, which is, you know, it's disheartening. It's disheartening because he looks like Kevin Durant now, but he's not fast. You know what I mean? So it sucks. But to say we're the slimmest, I think we found something in Perryon Winfrey and him fighting. And I want to see how he looks with better players. As Araku should have got faster off his blocks. He's learning that, yes, all the tools in the bag matter in college, but it's a little different. But that's what they were doing, and that's why Mozzie looks so bad. But there's a lot of thinking in that kid. There's just not reaction. It's just a lot of thinking, and we want him to be reactive like Maris Lewifeld looked, or reacted like Brock Hoffman looked, because that's what we want. But it's just same shit, same Mozzie.
All right, so Chop, you know, you remember this back in the 80s, and went to Jolly Time skating rink. For y'all that don't know where that is, in Funky Town, Fort Worth. That's where all the players, you know, went on Saturday nights, where you can see all the prettiest ladies in Stop 6 Eastwood, you know, and all that and on that side of Fort Worth. And you see big ass Mozzie on skates back there. You like, something ain't right. Something ain't right. So Chop. Tell me, Chop, man, how did you feel about Mozzie's performance, man?
You know, I was really pulling for Mozzie, but you're right, Chris, and you're right. I think what has happened to Mozzie, he has lost a ton of confidence. He didn't even do the interview in confidence. His head was down. He was second guessing himself, and right now, I know he's been through 3 coordinators, but you're too big for that to really matter. Because you're supposed to be big and dominant. You're supposed to be able to dominate anybody that you get in front of at least the second time around. It looks like he's just lost confidence. That's it. You're right. He looks slower. He looked undecisive, and he looked like he just don't want to do the wrong thing. And in the process, he is getting skated out of there. And I was shocked, and I felt bad because he was out there with the 3s, the 4s, the 2s. And they was giving him every opportunity, and he could not dominate. And I'm like, uh-oh. I think they're not going to waste any time. I think they're going to cut him.
Yeah.
I think they're going to cut him.
You know what?
Somebody said that.
I don't wish for nobody to lose their job. But, you know, sometimes in the NFL, it's an awakening for some players to get cut, okay? It changed their attitude, you know, about professional football, you know, because when you're a number 1 pick, they always give you more grace than anybody else because the organizations don't want to look wrong. They don't want to look wrong like we made a fucking mistake, okay? Because remember, they gave Taco all those chances too, and Taco would jump to like 5 different teams, and everybody feel like because Taco didn't want to play either. I'm like, bro, you don't want to play football, just quit. Okay. Hey, beat David Irvin. David Irvin said, I want to smoke weed. He quit.
Great David Irvin.
You know what I mean?
Man. Why you gotta hurt me for?
I know I love David Irvin, bro. I thought he could have been Leon Lett 2.0, but he didn't want to play football. He quit. So I'm like this, man. Like I said, I'm more embarrassed because I'm such a diehard Michigan man, and I seen this boy play. I seen how dominant he was at fucking Michigan. It's a big school. This ain't a McNeese State. It's fucking Michigan. Okay, so he played against NFL players his whole time at Michigan, and it just seemed like his whole. I'm sorry, I'm getting off my. Anyway.
The big fella be getting razzle dazzled.
Hey man, hey shit, I get razzle dazzle, man, about my Michigan boys and about my offensive line. I do. I can't help it. I'm sorry.
You're supposed to. You're supposed to.
Confidence is everything.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry that dude. I'm not trying to dominate the show, guys. Y'all know I'm more of a host, but it really pisses me off, man, because I love this cat. I want this kid to succeed so bad, but his play.
You had to beat him, right?
I met the kid.
And what did you say when you met him? You're like,
I said I was bigger
tacos.
I said I was bigger than Mozzie, and I was like, "How the fuck you gonna play one technique in the pros, and I'm bigger than you?" Okay, he ain't Aaron Donald. He ain't Aaron Donald. His whole thing when he was at Michigan was that fire hydrant. And remember, guys, we used to say this all the time. We just need a fire hydrant in the middle of the Cowboys defensive line. And when they drafted Mozzie, I thought we had our fire hydrant. But all we got is a fire sprinkler.
But the sad thing is, Chris, they had a 5'9", 250-pound center, Simpkin, the smallest lineman in 10 years, driving this guy back. I didn't want to mention that, but now we're talking about it. The nuts and bolts of it. Look up the tape. Look the tape.
Hey man, I love Lampkin. I thought he should have been drafted.
Lampkin.
Yeah,
he looks like a munchkin. That's he's all leverage, bro. Lampkin is badass.
Why you got to bring that up though? You know I'm already sad, and you just gonna
stop hanging around with Mikey.
Fucking go twist him like. I know, baby. I am a little too passionate. I'm sorry, baby. I'm almost done, baby. I'm almost done. We going out.
Save the passion for the night. Out. Roast party.
All right. So another topic. CeeDee Lamb almost made me walk to LA and whoop his ass. And when I got there, I'd have been in shape because I'd have been pissed off, by the time I got there. CeeDee, what the hell are you doing? Man, this is what happened on Saturday. Could have been a freak accident where he could have been out for the whole year just because he ain't paying attention to his awareness on the sideline. Because, we all play and everything. Coach always say, you better be watching the game. Keep your head on the swivel, even on the sideline, because simple things like this could hurt you. So I hope I wasn't the only one who heart dropped when you seen the referee crash into CeeDee Lamb. 21. What's your thoughts?
You see the replay and then they show it in slow motion, and it was a good hit, man. And in blindside, so it was kind of hard to watch because you're like, man, you don't want your star receiver to get hurt on a dummy play like that, right? So, just got to be careful and, like you say, keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah. Kuiper, what you think about it?
I couldn't tell if he was just too excited or if he's really that stupid to be that far up like that. Come on, man. There's a difference between hyping up your teammates and just getting right onto the field like that. We know you want to play, but just calm down a little bit.
Just a little bit, huh? I feel you. Mikey, what did you thought when you saw CeeDee, man? My number one out there getting rolled up like that.
You saw dreads flying in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, nothing.
whip and whiplash. I know that's a touchy subject, considering we're a minority show. We put the whip and whiplash, but not even that. The presence of mind, because think about that. This is when Joe Milton is getting in rhythm. And it was a detriment. We got a big call with Mingo finally breaking out. He throws the ball and then he creates the pass interference. He was throwing his hands in the air like he was going to get him, and Joe Milton should have got him. But think about all the penalties in that play, in that drive that killed Joe Milton, and what maybe would have talked a little bit different. That bonehead play, because it took that big chance, because there was two freaking penalties on the play. The big pass interference that got us inside the 20, then it took us back out to almost the 50 because of the interference in his imitation of Mike Tomlin, right? And then we're driving back in. Then Awesome Richards decides to have the exact same bullshit penalty twice in a row.
Yeah,
Not lining up, lining back, cheating.
it
And
is a penalty.
I'm not making excuses for Joe Milton whatsoever, but that was a drive that could have went forward and go. Because why the hell are we seeing Brandon Aubrey? Like, unless he's going for a 70-yarder like the dude in Jacksonville, I don't want his ass doing the chip shot. Go for it until we damn score. But that's neither here nor more there. But that was a part of an accumulation of a lot of bonehead shit that we were doing. That's what made us a little sus about coaching. You know, Tober had a loss of concentration in that game where he, with the punt return, Asim Richards and CD doing that made us a little sus. I'm not killing Shoddy yet, but and plus the amount of penalties we have. I know it's going into that, but that was one of the big penalties that we can have. It's professionalism. At the same time, he's the one that looked dumb and gave more fodder for fucking Stephen A. Smith to talk more shit.
Right. Chop. Did your heart sink when you see CD getting rolled up by the referee?
Man, hey, I ain't gonna lie, it scared the hell out of me especially the way he got hit. And when that back popped like that, I'm like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. And you know what? I'm like Kuiper. It was he just lost his place where he was at on sideline. He got excited and he had his back turned and the ref had his head turned. It was just a bang, bang thing. But I guarantee you one thing, it won't happen again.
It better not
I bet he
happen.
won't be nowhere close to that.
No,
He won't be nowhere close to that sideline again like that. I guarantee it.
Okay, I got a last question for you guys, man. I know the Cowboys used to do this. They used to let their starters play in preseason. The Cowboys is one of the few teams that still don't let their starters play. As a football fan, I still want to see them because Tom Landry made that third game of the preseason. Tom Landry, you playing basically the whole damn game except for the fourth quarter, okay? Because it was his tune-up game. Let's see what we got, right? Are y'all okay? And we'll start with 21. Are y'all okay with the starters not playing at all in the preseason? Oh, and the better question, our number one pick didn't even play. Offensive linemen need reps to get going. So it's a two-part question, 21. Do you want starters to play, and did you think Tyler Booker should have played?
So for me, Tyler Booker, I say yes. He should be out there. He's that first pick. We want to see what he's talking about, right? Because he's talking that big game, since he came to, so we want to see it, right? And we, like you say, those repetitions, they matter, right? As far as the starters, I just remember me growing up and watching football, and you get to that preseason, and you always saw that first team come out in that third game. You saw them for at least one series or two, and that was it, right? You always saw Romo come out. You always saw Aikman come out. They came out for that first series, and that was pretty much it. But I would like to see that. The first two games, I get it. We'll see all the rookies and the twos and the threes, but that third game, give me a series at least. I would love to see that.
Okay, Kuiper, what's your thoughts on Tyler Booker not playing and starters playing in the preseason?
I think every rookie needs to play a little bit in every single preseason game. That's just, you have to give them something to prepare themselves for the actual regular season, man. Reps, especially for offensive linemen. And I get why you don't play your starters in the preseason. I get it. You don't want injuries and all that. But at the same time, for the Dallas Cowboys, you have one of the hardest schedules in the entire NFL. You're going to tell me you're going to let all your players start grinding the gears only on at the first game. The first game is when you're gonna start letting them get hit, where you're gonna start let them hitting, where you're gonna let them actually like understand what each play and all the installments, dude. That's stupid. At least play one quarter in the second game, 1 quarter in the first game, maybe a couple of series here and there. Don't do it in the last preseason game. Nobody does it. Nobody plays their starters in the last preseason game. Everybody knows that. But at least in the middle number 2 game, let them play some series.
I know. All right. Chop, we'll go with you, man. Do you think Tyler Booker should have played, and what's your thoughts on starters playing?
Well, first for Tyler Booker, yeah, I do agree that Tyler Booker should have got something in the first quarter. I understand why they didn't do it. Like Hyper said, didn't want him getting hurt for number one. Number two, I think they want him gelling with the first team that he's going to be with in the first place. Now, another reason I think the starters didn't play, you got to remember how many new players we got on the Dallas team, especially rookies, that's just coming in. We only getting three preseason games. All right. So now you have to give all those other players an opportunity to really play. And you may not have time for the starters to play right now. Now, I guarantee you those starters will be on the field next game without a doubt, and probably the third game in the first quarter. But this game, I looked around the league. We were not the only ones that did that. Matter of fact, I think 19 teams did it the same way, because you have so many rookies, you got less time, and you got to remember on that third game, you got to cut it down to 53 that day. Ain't no more cutting as you go along. So they have to evaluate as many players as they can to see what they have. But Tyler Booker, I would have took a chance and put him out there just with that team, just for a series or two. But I definitely didn't want him being with that lineup. And I know where they was going with it. They didn't want him with that lineup because those guys out there trying to make they trying to make the team, and them guys out there was hitting. Yeah. And you don't want no cheap shot on the knees, on the ankles, getting twisted up. You don't really want that because those guys trying to make the team. But I don't know, I'm kind of 50-50 on it. I probably would have played him one series, but I would have took him straight out.
Okay. Mikey, I need you, man. I need you because I know you remember the time. I know you remember when they played.
Let's put it in context.
Okay.
Because when Tom Landy coached, we had 6 preseason games, a full camp, so we could evaluate all these extra guys, right?
Okay.
And that. And then another, for context too, we had a whole week of joint practices with this particular team. So I think they saw enough of Booker. They saw enough of these guys, and they got to evaluate the guys making the teams, like a Perrion Winfrey. Booth is out the booth. You saw Booth play, like, you know what I'm saying? And it was weird to see Akwamu playing with the second streamers, but there was an emphasis on putting all the young guys first. All this, the high, the 7, the rookies that got signed like free agents, these free agents that were added on the team as bodies, the Malik Davises, these guys trying to hold on, the Travion Holdens. That's what we need to see because they only have these limited snaps for these guys to play the game. That's why we're going to see it. Booker's going to play. He's our number 1, 12th overall pick. We need to see the other guys. Like it or not, Bass is fighting for his life. Lyle Collins.
Collins, yeah.
Again, somebody else fighting for themselves. Asim Richards needs to get on. And the reason why we had Brock Hoffman was in there was a semblance of organization to have these guys playing as a unit. That's what we had Brock Hoffman out there and Maris Lewell fell out there. Guys that are going to be first or second stringers or be right there to fill in. So we don't have it's Camp Marshmallow now. There's only limited padded practices. We just came off a week of having joint practices with these guys and get used to it. They're always going to have a joint practice for a week and then play at SoFi every year. That's the way Jerry is marketing it, but this way it's going to be. Yes, we saw Patrick Mahomes just go down the field and score on the Arizona Cardinals like it was nothing. But did the Arizona Cardinals have their guys out there? No, they didn't. It's good to see them have rhythm. But why do you want these guys to have rhythm yet if you're evaluating all the nooks and all the different things? That's the way I look at it, and that's for context's sake.
This is my only rebuttal. Okay. In practice, who get all the reps? The ones, right?
Yes,
First team. One.
First team, right? So you're getting all these reps, man, so you can see what you can do in the game. I just won't give me the first quarter. Give me the first quarter. If you can't do nothing, okay, yank them. Okay. And then let's see. I agree with you, Mikey. You know, we had more time back in the day with the 5-6 play preseason games and everything, like where you can evaluate. But bro, we got 30 new players, right? 30 new players on the team. If you don't know by now, we had 2 weeks of practice, who could play or not, to me, that's a problem. That's a problem with evaluation too.
Well, but the thing too, Chris, them only having 3 preseason games really takes away from, like one play making play out of life. Who's that running back for the Broncos? Man, made that play on special teams. Geez, man, he just went into the Hall of Fame. Number 30, save me, somebody, save me.
Davis?
Yeah, Terrell Davis. Terrell Davis got on the team by going downfield and making a special teams tackle in the 4th game of the preseason. And you know what? Him making the team by having that effort and then carrying the ball, he's a Hall of Famer now because he could have been off the team. He was a fringe player, so that really matters in the spotlight. And with players that are first round picks or high contract players, it's like you said, Jerry don't want to be wrong, and he's not going to be wrong. But it's telling. If we had Mozzie out there, it's telling you something. That should click more than anything. That Mozzie Smith was out there to give the performance that he gave. Doesn't look good for him.
All right. Now, the big fella got a hard out in an hour. So we have 58 minutes. Final thoughts. 21, go.
Preseason, we need a lot of more evaluation. That was the word of the day, evaluation, right? We need a lot of evaluation going on these next 2 preseason games. I'm hoping to see more of Rocket Joe. Let's see what else we see out of there. But let's see, man. We too.
All right, Kuiper, hard out. Let's go.
Man, everybody's blowing that Kyler Murray interception out of proportion. He was trying a no-look pass, and he thought the defender would go to Trey. That's the only reason why he threw it. But it's a fucking preseason. That's what you're supposed to be trying new shit for. It was a stupid thing he did, but it's not because he sucks. It's because he was trying a new look pass.
Hey,
man, you need to do more content on TikTok with this. I swear you kick some ass.
He had to sneak in that Cardinal thing. He had to sneak in one.
One last thing, real quick.
Go ahead.
Travis Hunter's is gonna be a dog shit corner.
Damn, dog shit.
Wow.
I watched the rep where he got broke on a simple slant route, man. He was backpedaling so far and stumbling off of a simple slant route. and he got stiff arm to the ground. That was hilarious to watch.
Might as
I
well say
love
something
it.
about Shadur. Might as well say something about
To
Shadur.
repeat exactly what you just said. Repeat what
Shadur
you
was
just
only out there because everybody else was injured. He's not gonna start. Everyone needs to stop acting like it's a pity party. Really, everybody's pitying that he got drafted in the 5th round and wants him to start so bad. He got drafted there for a reason. For a reason. Joe Flacco is the quarterback. Kenny Pickett's in front of him. Dylan Gabriel's a fucking 5'9" QB, and he's in front of him right now on the depth charts.
Okay, you got a heart out.
Hey, I'm past my heart out. Chop, go.
Hey, look here. I think we're going to see a different Dallas Cowboys team this weekend, even though it's the Ravens. But we're going to see something different that's going to get the fans kind of like, oh, well, maybe. You ain't going to see a lot of it, but you're going to see a little bit different. And I can't wait.
All right, Mikey, my heart out. Go.
I like how Luafau played. I like his energy. He's gonna be something in on our team. Of course, it's football season, baby. Always remember, like, subscribe. If you like us, tell your friends about us. And always remember, Thursday, mi Cowboys podcast. Acuérdate, el jueves para nosotros, yo y el Botas vamos a tener un capítulo, tener todo lo nuevo, lo que hablamos aquí, lo vamos a tener en español. And it's like always, Cowboy Up Podcast. Like, subscribe, ding, 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 ring that bell. Thank you.
All right. Well, the reason the big fella got the heart out today, because my love is her birthday is today. Happy birthday to Vanya Dion Lee. Happy birthday, baby.
Happy birthday.
We're gonna get out of here, and man, we're gonna go celebrate the wife's birthday. It's still early out here in Seattle. It's only 7 p.m. So we're gonna get out to go celebrate the wife's birthday. So that's my final thoughts. Honey, I love you. It's on film, it's on tape, so people can't say I didn't love you. Hey, and like we always say here at the Cowboy Up Podcast, Dallas Cowboys for life.
Puro pinches Cowboys.
You can see it. Big Chris on skates, roll down.
Peace.
Yeah, let me give a big shout out to St. Louis Joe, bro, in the building. Always WWE. Ivan Sosa in the building.
You see him?
The loyalist. You got Cowboy Beat in the building.
The great Cowboy Beat.
What's up, Dilemma? Big shout out, man. Big shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all joining. We only growing, guys. We only growing. It's gonna get bigger. Excited.
Hey, did you see he got retrofit right in the introduction?
I see it.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
All these videos, dancing.
Hold on, Clint. Sometimes I screw up, Clint. You know, hey, man.
Players fuck up.
Hey, yeah, players fuck up sometimes. Yeah. This Thursday, Pad. Say, man, you know, we all played, man. It's just something about that first day. Ain't nothing like it. It is nothing like it, man. Because now to me, tomorrow tells the truth. Today was the fact, but tomorrow tells the truth. This will tell you about I'm sick of this shit, man. I'm sick of this shit, man. You know, I know we all co-hosts, but you know, I like to have a little quick monologue before we get into a subject. You know, your ass always got to, spread shit and eating wings and
motherfucker sprint.
Calm down.
I haven't sprinted in 5 years.
Calm down, Mikey. Calm down, Mikey.
What you sprinting right now?
Yeah, we got a long show. We can go as long as you want to, man. So 21, what you got for Brock today, man?
Pleasure to meet you, Brock. I appreciate the love on TikTok, man. Shout out to Brock, man. Welcome to the show. So hey, I got the hard hitting questions, so I got the controversial.
Yeah. You can come out with that Whataburger in and out one, right?
I wasn't done. We kind of keep the light, but big fella, I gotta hit him with Walter contacts.
Okay.
Drake or Kendrick?
See, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have never really grew up liking Kendrick like that, right? I've always been a big Drake fan, so I'm gonna say Drake, but not like us. Like I was telling Terrence the other day, because Terrence is a huge Kendrick fan. I was like, not like us has me feel like a certain way, because I'm like sitting there like vibing to that song, but it's like this is Drake, you know, and I'm a Drake fan over Kendrick any day. So that's not the only Kendrick song I like. Yeah.
And remember, like, subscribe. You know, don't forget to like. Don't forget to like. You know, if you love us, tell your friends about us. Like.